Hello and welcome back to Higher Sense with Haz. And this midweek designer fragrance review is going to be none other than the classic Acqua di Gio Profumo. Acqua di Gio Profumo is one of a number in the Acqua di Gio line. I believe this was released in 2015 by master perfumer Alberto Morillas, who's produced some absolutely magnificent fragrances. So let's have a look what this has got to offer. Why am I reviewing this fragrance today? Well, personally, from the Acqua di Gio line, which is a classic line from Giorgio Armani, I think Profumo is the best in the line, and it's the one that I'd recommend you getting your nose on. I think it's a good scent for the spring into the summer, so it's ideal for this time of year. So first of all, let's take a look at the bottle. A classic bottle there, your standard shape, detailing on the bottom. It's a parfum concentration, a nice lovely black matte bottle there with the cap logo on the top and the name of the fragrance and the house on the top. Now the cap is click on, it's non-magnetic, but it's not coming off anytime soon. So let's give it a spray. Good atomizer there, and we're not doing fragrance strips anymore. We're doing in the air and on the skin, because that's how you get the best interpretation of these fragrances. So let's take it in. So immediately you hit with the sea notes off the top. It's very marine, it's very aquatic. There's a nice bright citrus there as well. I think it's bergamot, which lifts the fragrance up. This fragrance, it's very aquatic, marine and aromatic. And as the fragrance goes through its life, you get a lovely transition. It's not a linear fragrance, this, which is great. It develops as the day goes on. So in the top, you've got your aquatic notes with your bergamot. Then in the mid, it transitions into rosemary, sage and geranium. And that's where the aromatic feeling comes in. It's very green, it's very herbaceous, but it does complement them sea notes, and the bright citruses, very nice. And then in the base, we'll have incense and patchouli. So you do get the incense from this. It gives it a nice dark, slightly smoked tinge, and then the patchouli gives you the earthy, almost wood type notes in the base. It's quite simple there. We've got 2 notes in the top, 3 in the mid, and then 2 in the base. But the thing is, with this classic fragrance, when you've got a master perfumer such as Alberto Morillas on this, you don't need 20 notes. You don't need 30 notes. If you've got simplistic amounts of notes which complement each other well through the different stages of the fragrance, in the opening, the mid and the base, then you can get an absolutely timeless scent, which is exactly what this is. It's very fresh, it's bright, it's got undertones of earth and smoke, and then in the mid you've got the herbs and the greens in there. But for me, I would class this as an aromatic, aquatic fragrance. That's what I would say. It reminds me of spring and summer. It reminds me of kind of being by the sea and on the beach almost. But also if you're wandering through, some grasses, some meadows, on the coastline, on the cliffs, I think that's the kind of feel that I get from this fragrance. It's a great all-rounder. It's very well balanced. It is a classic, to be fair. It was released in 2015. I believe the Acqua di Gio line started in the mid-90s, maybe around 95, 96, I believe. So certainly the fragrances have stood the test of time. And for me, from all of the ones that I've tried, this one is the standout of the line. It's a great line. It's one I'd recommend you to get your nose on if you haven't tried anything in the Acqua di Gio line by Giorgio Armani. But for me, Profumo, it gets the vote. It's timeless, it's fresh, it's bright, it's well balanced, it's versatile, it performs really well. So I think it's an excellent selection for someone who's wanting to venture into the Acqua di Gio line. The performance on this fragrance, it projects quite well. It is a parfum concentration, so longevity is not a problem. Projection's okay. I would say a couple of feet of projection. What I will say is, though, the sillage, the scent bubble around you as you move around and as you're in one particular place, it's really good. It's quite thick, it's quite heavy, it's quite dense. It doesn't mean it's not a fresh fragrance, but there's a nice cloud of fragrance that comes off you from wherever you've sprayed it. And again, I would recommend to spray this on the sides and mainly the back of your neck. The reason being, it is quite a strong, heavy, dense fragrance. So you don't want to go nose blind. You want to enjoy this fragrance. And I will say, when I've worn this, especially during the spring, I have had a few compliments from this fragrance. A few people, really enjoy the scent, but they mainly compliment on how fresh and clean it is. And it is an uplifting kind of scent. It's one that'll please you and everyone around you. There's nothing in these notes which is challenging. It's very fresh, it's very clean, it's very balanced, it's very smooth, it's blended excellently, and it performs great. Now, the longevity on this, I would say it's a solid 8 hours from this, maybe pushing a touch more, but for me, it performs well for 8 hours. It'll get you through the working day, and that's a key component in what I'm going to go on to next. So where to wear this fragrance? I think it's very versatile, it's very pleasing, it's not challenging. You can wear this at work. You can have it as your everyday scent. You can wear it at a business meeting. Certainly dressed up, this wouldn't be out of place. I probably wouldn't wear it on a date night, however. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, it's fresh and it's clean, but it doesn't have any kind of pizzazz about it. It doesn't have any intrigue. It's a great fragrance, but for me, it's a daily wear. You can wear it at work, wear it in business meetings. Evening socials is absolutely fine as well. On holiday, perfect for that, to be honest. So yeah, everything apart from a date night or the most professional of circumstances. You can still wear this dressed up in a suit and tie, but if it was something super important, I maybe wouldn't wear this because it is quite strong and it could be slightly overpowering in those circumstances, in close proximity. This is great to wear when you're out and about, when you're out walking, when you're out strolling, when you're out enjoying the lovely spring and summer air. This is a perfect complement for the fragrance lover. Now, moving on to the bad point about this fragrance. I say a bad point, the disappointing information that I'm about to tell you. Now, this fragrance was discontinued last year, unfortunately. So therefore, it's not readily available anymore. Now, Giorgio Armani have released Acqua di Gio Profumo, which I believe has replaced this fragrance. It's very similar, but it's not identical. And for me, I have smelt the new version, and it is very good, but it's not quite the classic that this is. So if you can get this from eBay or another online store which might have some stock remaining or some extra stocks come in from previous, deliveries that had been stopped somewhere for whatever reason, then by all means get Acqua di Gio Profumo. If you can't, then try the Parfum version and see if it suits you. But yeah, if you can get this, unfortunately discontinued, timeless classic, then I would recommend it. Now, this is 125 mils. I think you can get 30, 60 and 125 ml bottles of this. Now, I think I did pay retail for this, I believe, and 125 mils, I think it was about 3 years ago when I got this, and I believe at that time it was around the £100 mark, which for designer fragrance is pretty par for the course, but it was 125 mil, so I thought that was good value for money. Now, I'm not sure how much this would cost you these days. Probably on eBay, people are looking to, make some money on this. But if you can get a 60 ml bottle for around the 80 to £100 mark, I think you'd be doing quite well there. And for this 125, you're probably looking at probably the 125 to £150 range. That's probably what people are asking for. But if you can get 125 mils for anywhere under 125 quid, then I think that's a really good deal because it performs really well. It smells great. It's versatile. It's an absolute classic in the Acqua di Gio line, and for me, it's the pick of the bunch. So yeah, into the dry down. Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. Profumo. I think it's an excellent, versatile fragrance. It's bright, it's fresh, It's aquatic, it's green, it's clean. It ticks a hell of a lot of boxes. And for a designer fragrance, it's got a master perfumer working on it. And by that, I mean a top-class perfumer. Yes, master perfumers work on designer fragrances as well as niche. But what I will say is Alberto Marias has done an absolutely fantastic job with this fragrance. And I can fully recommend it if you can get your hands on it. If not, try the Parfum version. It's in a similar black bottle with a clear bottom, I believe. But yeah, what I want to do when I'm doing these midweek designer fragrances, I want to bring you the best of the bunch. I want to bring you the classics. I don't really want to be picking things which might be the third best in the line or something where, you know, it's going to be 50-50 whether people love it or hate it. I want to do things which are proven and have stood the test of time. Now, if you look at the Fragrantica reviews for this, I think it's got a really high score. I think it's over 4.4, and it's got thousands of reviews on this and ratings, so that's really high. So I'd recommend you to get your nose on it if you can. Obviously, you can't in department stores anymore, but if you can get a small decant or a sample from somewhere, fantastic, because I don't think you'll be disappointed with this recommendation. So yeah, that is today's review. I hope that's helped you out, and I hope those of you that's requested it are enjoying these midweek designer reviews. I'm going to keep them coming where work is permitting. Obviously, unfortunately, I'm having to do my own editing these days. So yeah, if I can put some creative and clever editing into this in time, then I will. I'm just trying to get to know the ropes for myself at this moment in time, but I don't want to stop the videos coming out. So the content is going to be here. The meat on the bones is going to be there, but the frills might not be here for a few weeks. But never mind that. You want the information, you want the honest review, and that's what's important, right? All of the fancy fireworks and other things can come at a later date. But at this moment in time, the view is the most important thing, and I'm going to keep bringing these reviews to you. So yes, today's review is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio Profumo. Get this if you can. You won't be disappointed.